Good morning, everybody. Out here this morning, just taking care of chores. Just got all the animals fed, filled up all the water troughs. Most everything's automatic for waterers, but the pigs uh, don't have automatic waterers. They always tend to break them, so we just fill them up. As you can see, all our piglets are growing out very well. Some of them are going to be finding new homes this weekend. I'm going to do a little trade with one of my old friends. She's got some goats that she's wanting to get the last of them out, and she needs pigs because she has a meat CSA, and Coonies just don't cut it for her anymore. So I'm gonna trade some out for her, and then just finish growing out the rest of them. I'll cut back on my feed bill a little bit. Over here we've got Rimmer. I've got Molasses in there, and then our girl Carmen, or Caramel. Caramel did really good at the show. She got third in the juniors this year. Happy to see that. Behind two big dairy breeders. She did very well. And then got her in there with Rumor, so see what kind of babies they get. And I'm trying to get some mini Nubians out of Molasses there. And then we've got our buck pen over here. Of course, we got Wild Card there. He's our TVR Uno buck. We've got our new buck there, Stormbreaker. He came down from Oklahoma end of last year. He's growing out really well. Still growing good. And then we got our second gen mini Nubian there that we've got from Eden Lily's farm. His sister has been winning a bunch of shows for the mini Nubians, and so we're happy to have him. He comes from some really good lines. As you can tell, it's definitely springtime here. We've been hitting days kind of averaging in the mid 80s. Had a lot of wind lately. No wind today. Things supposed to kick back up tomorrow. Everything's green and popping. Lots of pollen out. Everybody's got the sniffles. Even some of the goats. But starting to die down now that everything's green. It's definitely a nice cool morning. Mornings are in the high 50s, low 60s right now, which is awesome. And then, like I said, warming up into the mid 80s. We've had a few 90 days already. So getting hot. And then I just let the goats out on a new pasture this morning. So you can see our giant Bermuda. This field has been doing extremely well, and some of our other ones are starting to take over really well too. The goats have been cycling through and putting some fertilizer down. They're growing exceptionally well. And so we've got this paddocked off. We've got 4 paddocks right now. I'm fixing to take the front 2 paddocks and the front 2 acres over there that we have and go ahead and paddock that in. I weren't really planning on doing that originally. I was just gonna keep that as just a hay pasture, but it only gets cut whenever we cut our native grass. Our native grass takes a lot longer to grow, so it's just kind of getting stagnant, getting too old. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it pasture. These girls need more grass to rotate through, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it like that. And then we made a friend down the road that just started baling hay. Started growing a bunch of NK37 and Cheyenne 2, and he's selling that. So I think we're just gonna buy the hay that I need, and then just let these girls rotate through everything else. And then after the leased land gets harvested this year, we're planning on taking over more land. I think we're gonna take everything all the way back. You can see where there's some crops back there maybe in that tree line. So we're just going to go straight back all the way tree line here and then on the other side of the property. So we can split some, half of it out for the cows and then half of it out for the goats. And then maybe start rotating through everything and just do a little rotation with the cows and the goats and see how it goes. Where the goats are at, been doing extremely well so far. Really happy how it's going. NK37, we're a little worried about it at first because we're not putting fertilizer on it. it was growing pretty slow. We got about 3.5 inches of rain a few weeks back. Now it's going extremely well. And I'm starting to throw runners, which we hadn't been seeing a whole lot of runners. It was just kind of staying like it was. So good to see those runners coming out. So hopefully it can fill everything in and start choking everything else out. I don't need 100% field that's just in K37. If we have other grasses in there, it's not a killer because we're not baling it. Goats like little varieties, so probably try to get some Lespedeza and throw in there, and maybe some sunflowers to plant around the edges so we can have them for dove hunting and they can work for the goats. Right now, I've been going and cutting some wild sunflowers here lately. You can see way over there on the edge of the road, we have just tons of sunflowers that are coming up. So about this time of year, usually I go over there and cut some. That gets the goats some good protein. It's free. Just takes a little, man effort in the mornings. So not too bad. But just want to give y'all an update. Everything's going good. Most of the kids are about a month old now. We have 3 left to drop. The 3 does that I was doing AI on. If any of them drop in the next 5 days or so, then they will be AI kids, which I'm crossing my fingers that at least one of them drops. It's kind of hard to tell right now. A lot of them are looking really big, but I'm not sure. My AI didn't look like a success this year, so I don't think any of them are going to drop, although some of them look like they could drop. They're super big, their bags are full. So we'll find out here in the next few days if any of them do, and hopefully they do. And then other than that, we're just getting ready for our goat shows. We got accepted into the Southeastern buck test this year, so kind of watching the kids to see which bucks grow out. We don't have a whole lot of kids to choose from. They had to be in a certain time frame, and most of the kids that we had in that time frame are a lot of percentage kids. We don't have a lot of purebred and New Zealand kids that were born in that time frame, but we do have one set of triplets that had 2 bucks. Definitely want to take one of those because that's some of our red lily lines, and kind of get their name out there and see how they do. And then we had a couple other purebred bucks, and then a buck from our Sig Rizzo doe. The only drawback to him is that he's a single, super big, super stocky kid, but he's a single, so I don't know how that's going to affect things. I know a lot of people don't like to breed back singles, so that's kind of hit and miss. But we might take a chance and see how he does. He's also comes from his dad was a sire from Tusikiko and has a lot of the same bloodlines that our does from Red Lily has. So if he turns out really well, I might send him in there just to see how he does, and kind of see what happens when you throw a single in there. So, but other than that, everything's looking good. And then we got the rest. A bunch of our dairy kids are going. We got rid of a bunch of our dairy goes, sold them to a new breeder in Mexico. They're trying to get Nigerians down there. He came and bought a bunch of them. The kids are phasing out of showing dairy goats. So we're going to keep breeding some mini Nubians because we have some really good mini Nubian lines. We'll keep a few Nigerians around. I did buy some Nigerian straws to practice some AI on, so I want to keep using them to practice on and see if we can keep some going until our little kids get older, and then we'll have some good goats for them to show. So we'll see how it goes. But just want to give y'all an update on this nice, cool, breezy morning, and hope y'all are having a good day. And we will see y'all on the next one.